Hi everybody, this is Angel Arts and welcome to episode number 19. We're almost at 20 episodes.
The last episode. No.
Possibly the last episode of Dragon Age Resurgence. Well, that's your fault because you guys didn't want to do the resurrection spell, so it's your fault if it's the last one. So
we're trying to help people.
There you go. So, in preparation of today's session for the warm-up, let us pretend that your character is writing a goodbye letter to somebody in case you die. In case you die, choose one person that you want to write a letter to. Who would that one person be, and what would your letter say?
So oh my God.
Can I do a joke one real quick?
You can do a joke one real quick. Go ahead. Get the joke one out so we can do the
Dear Andrea, one. Be good. Send. Okay, all right.
Oh gosh.
That's so hard. Oh. Should have warned us.
Well, not joke. Andrea would write to Cedric. That would be her person. She'd probably say that she's very proud of him. And he's on the right path, and she wants him to hold fast to that and never let it go, because she believes he's doing the right thing, and he shouldn't doubt himself, because he does that a lot. Not to take everything so seriously that he's all broody all the time. but she cares a great deal about Cedric, and she'd want to make sure that he, keeps going on the path, because she thinks he's on the right one already.
Gosh, I don't know. Skip me for now.
Do you want me to stall by choosing a NPC character? It doesn't have to be a companion character. It doesn't have to be anyone in your party. Pick somebody who, if they for whatever reason were to die tomorrow
Hugh.
And wanted to write a letter to someone.
Hugh. I think Hugh would be appropriate.
You want Hugh?
No, I can't cry right now. I gotta think. Okay.
All right. There's one vote. Thumbs up for Hugh, one thumbs down for Hugh.
I switch. I'm for Hugh. I'm just kidding.
I think it's appropriate given the circumstances.
I would like to hear something from Hugh.
Obviously, he's going to write it to Cedric. Obviously. Cedric. There isn't much time left. I have been constantly battling things for the past several days. The logical side of me thinks that it would be impractical to put thoughts down on paper, for it could easily rouse feelings. Things that would not be prudent. At the same time, there is comfort in putting down to words what has been going through my mind. I've spent the last several days in meditation, trying to ensure that the time bomb that is ticking within me does not come to pass. There are a lot of people who are counting on me to be able to keep my gifts or curse suppressed. Not only you, but the rest of the companions, the friends that I have made. Friendship for me, as you know, is both a blessing and a curse. Something that did not hurt before, but now it does. It is a double-edged sword. I do not know how best to explain that to you. I had thought that by separating myself and isolating myself from the rest of the group, that it would help matters. That it would help me to revert back to the ways that I was before I had even met you and the rest of the group. But I think the saying goes, distance makes the heart fonder. I miss people. I am a danger when I am around people, and I am a danger when I am away from people. It's a lose-lose situation, but it is the burden that I have to bear. I have a decision to make, one that could very well save a whole bunch of people if forced into it, if time runs out. Know that whatever happens, it is not your fault. Always remember who you are. Who I am? I guess I never quite knew fully. I have called myself many things. Artist, creator, destroyer, murderer, monster, martyr. That is yet to be determined, I suppose. I do wish that someone was here with me during my final moments, if it were to happen. But I do not have that luxury. Just know, though, that whatever you decide to do from here on out, you do it because you know who you are. You know what makes you you. I am just happy. I am blessed to have known all of you, as much as it hurts. I've spent my entire life trying to create things, beautiful things, trying to find the beauty in everything. I wish to be remembered that way. Sincerely, Hugh. That's his letter.
Wow, so good. Oh.
Oh god.
Are you ready, Cedric?
Yeah. I don't know if it'll be that powerful, but you know, Cedric's never been a man of many words. I think he would make this kind of an open letter to his charges. So Andrea, Connor, and Hugh, if he was still alive. Is that okay?
I suppose that's okay. Open letter's fine.
It's
Go
not.
ahead.
It's not an open letter to everyone. Just his charges.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Andrea, Connor, and Hugh, my mages. Know that you all held a special place in my heart. For you are not only just mages, my mages, but you are family. And I would do anything for you, including giving my life. Dying is simple. It all just stops. You're dead. But there's a blessing in that. The Maker keeps me warm. There is no more struggle. There is no more challenges. It all stops. The hard part is the people who are alive. Knowing that you lived when others died. You're still here. I need you to be brave. I need you to be more than brave. I need you to take my example that I have left and not see it go to vain. I want you all to remember me as how I lived. A Templar willing to sacrifice everything. Be good and be honest to yourselves. Cedric Ashwood, Knight Templar.
Awesome. Thank you, Kevin.
Oh gosh.
So good.
Dang it.
I'm not following that. I don't know how to follow that. Can I?
Yeah, I can go.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
All right. Kenna's letter would be addressed to Ari.
Wow, okay.
Yes. So she would, Ari, you are my brother and I love you. Know what I did, I did for the gods, for our people, and for you. Take Esbjorn. He represents our connection to the gods and to our future. He is strong and grows stronger each day. Use him and Eric and find our people and unite them. Bring peace to our people with the strength I've seen in you. Eric, he's always been wise even when we were young. Listen to him as you would your own conscience. And know that I go to the gods with a smile and a healed heart. I will always be there with you in the wind and the warmth and the light. P.S. Please tell Connor that I love him and that you should let him in because he knows our pain in a way that most don't. Kenna.
Aww. That is so sweet. Aww.
I don't think anyone's going to be surprised. Theo's going to write to Rosie.
Oh, now it's Sepia? Oh. I thought it was gonna be Sepia, but
You didn't give me the option to write 2 letters.
Alright, go ahead.
Love you, Eric.
Love you, Eric.
Rosie. First of all, I want to tell you that I love you. And not getting to know you will always be my life's biggest regret. Be strong. What I want best for you is to push you around. For you to be firm in your beliefs of who you are. Don't be afraid to go to new places. Don't be afraid to try new things. For the short time we had, I saw within you a beautiful soul. Don't let anyone ever take advantage of that. You are loved. Always know that. Not only by me, and not only by your mother, but by Kenna, Andrea, Cedric, Zelinda, and the many others who call you family. And even though I'm not in your world anymore, I will always be with you. Just keep carrying me in your heart. Your father, Theoben.
For those who have gotten the gist of Halicera by now, I don't think she would ever do a goodbye letter. She doesn't work like that. But what she might do instead is a different kind of letter. She would give a blow-by-blow account of what happened to her throughout her journeys, and especially dealing with Sevian. Because if in her last word she's still able to keep somebody corrupt off the throne, then she would feel that is her duty to do so. So no, she would not do any sort of goodbye, but she would still make sure Ferelden was taken care of.
So where we last off, you guys are still technically in the White Spire. You just kind of came up with a rough idea of what you're going to do. in order to break into the Viscount's estate. As you guys are wrapping things up, you hear a commotion going on in the courtyard area.
Cedric would go check it out.
When you guys check it out, you see that there's a small gathering of mages, and it looks like one of the junior enchanters is asking for volunteers of some of the mages that are highly skilled in healing magic, because there have been reports saying that Her Highness Empress Celine is deathly ill, and the medical specialists haven't been able to determine what she is ill of. They are hoping to get some magical healing specialists in to find out what's going on.
Oh, shoot.
What
We're running out of time.
what time is it, by the way? Like,
Not that much time. You guys sparred in the morning. And I believe, as from what we said last time, after the end of today, you have 3 days left. So it's probably about just after lunch.
that's plenty enough time for a vacation. You guys want to?
Get back to this.
We should do whatever it is we need to do fast, Owlette says.
I agree. Fast, but not
Stupid.
but not dumb. Yeah, exactly. We need a plan.
I have some thoughts. Hark, out of character, how close is Bostwick's house to the Archon's house?
I mean, walking, you mean? Walking?
Yeah, like how many miles? I mean,
I don't think it's really that far away. I would probably say...
is it is it more than 6?
More than 6 what?
Miles?
I would say not. I wouldn't say so.
Okay, I have an
Within
idea.
6 miles.
Okay.
What is your idea, Andrea?
Okay, a few things. First of all, we have 3 days, right?
Right.
Like, let's just get facts on the table. We have 3 days to get this done.
3 days starting tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah, 3 full days.
Yes.
This is the end of this one. We know where Ish Hugh is. We also know where Ish the painting is. We're not 100%, right? So here's my thought. Hugh's paintings are curses, yes?
Yes.
Yes?
I have an idea. What if we find Hugh and then use his paintbrush to find the painting with the Eye of Andraste?
Can we do that?
I think so.
Yeah, I would question.
Well,
The Eye of Andraste could well tell us what the paintbrush is. Is it necessarily going to track?
it did track the arrow. I could see it and where it was and who it was with, and
Do you think we'd
because
have...
when I looked, I'm sorry, you go ahead.
Do you think we'd have time to do both? Because if he's where he is pointing at...
Well, I don't know how to. I don't know how to find the painting without Hugh.
We don't know how to find Hugh.
Well,
We know roughly where he is, but do we know his exact location?
And according to the location, it seems like we'd have to at least cross the sea a little bit, and that took us a couple days in and of itself.
all right, never mind. Well, then the Archon. Yeah. Well, the Archon. That's great.
I apologize for any sensitivities of what I'm about to say, but I think it needs to be brought to the table. If we could get somebody at the Archon's residence to talk, they might be able to locate the painting. And we do know somebody who can get people to talk.
That's true, Connor says. Maybe if we can get a servant or something, maybe one of them would know this painting. If we can get them to talk.
We'd have to go to Violetta.
Yeah.
Right.
She would help, Connor says.
Would
Would
she? You guys totally just
Told her the truth. All right, since we're going to get salty about this every time she comes up, I told her I didn't trust her. Because I don't trust her. I don't trust almost anyone. Who cares?
Andrea, you're shouting for absolutely.
Yes, I am, because every single time this comes up, I get attitude by the entire
How many times
party.
has this
The
come
entire
up? How many times?
Over the last 3 days? Many. Many.
Really?
And I'm... yes, really.
Oh man, Connor says, I didn't realize we parted in such bad terms.
Kenna didn't. She loves Kenna. I'm sure she'd be fine with talking to Kenna.
Okay, there's no need to start shouting. I appreciate that you're angry, but you pride yourself on staying calm, and this is one of those times. Shouting at us isn't going to achieve anything, I'm sorry.
So I should make quips at all of you constantly? Instead,
Nobody made
sarcastic
quips.
comments?
is this really the time
said-
to get angry at one another?
Yeah, it's not.
It is. Because
It's not.
I'm talking to both of you.
you
Stop it.
you guys know that I can't, like, I don't understand why we keep bringing it up. You can just
I
say...
mentioned it because it actually could help. That's it, Andrea. Don't be so damn sensitive.
Fine, fuck it. Oh, I don't care.
Oh, this is the time to be petty. It's ridiculous.
Razakel is looking uncomfortably between the two of you. What
Oh,
can
okay,
help?
I'm going to do the smart thing then, but unfortunately I can't go by myself because we all need to go through the Alluvium. But I think she could help. That's all I'm saying. That's it. If you want to come up with a plan to do it without her, I'm fine with that as well.
Do we have another idea of how we could find the painting without her? Connor says.
I might have a very stupid plan. I have an ability to... It might take some time, maybe 2 days, but within that 2 days, we could maybe scour the whole entire keep if I could get a hold of a few mice. I'm just saying, I could call upon a... I know, really, don't laugh. I don't know how silly it sounds, but really, I can talk to a few mice, and they can go in the castle and be our spies. I can get birds, mice, cats, whatever. They can tell me what's inside, and then we don't even have to,
That's actually a cool idea, Connor says.
Yeah.
we can get the whole layout of the place, as far as guards, as far as turns and mazes and rooms. Maybe
And the
they can
mice
get
can-
access to a vault.
And
They
no
can
one
tell you this?
and no one would suspect them either.
Yes, I can talk to animals. It's kind of, I've done it
Yes.
before.
Acorn
And
could
mice
also
go-
help if we were
Yes.
to come with, Owlette says.
It's one option.
It's a good idea.
It's a good idea too, Connor says. I'm cool with either
But
of those
okay.
ideas.
It would take some time, a day, probably 2 even, to get the whole layout of the place.
Andrea, Connor
Unless we
asks,
get lucky.
Yes.
you don't think Bostwick would somehow know where the Archon keeps his valuables?
Probably not. He might know someone who knows something, though.
But you think he could at least
He
get
knows
us...
everybody.
But you think he could at least get us in somehow? Maybe.
Yes. Yes, definitely.
Out of character, did Andrea mention bringing the mirror as a gift?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep, she
Trojan
did that
horse
in
your
front
way
of
in.
So
Yep.
if we do it with the mirror, I could get the mice to go through the mirror, and that would be even faster.
Sure.
I don't know. It's a weird idea.
Yeah.
But
It's weird, definitely weird, but that doesn't mean it won't work.
True.
How often can you do that?
Weird could be good.
Talk to animals.
I can do it. Oh, to talk to animals. I can talk to them 13 times.
Wow.
As far as summoning them, I can do that as much as I want.
13 times, by the way, is per individual animal, by the way.
Yeah.
Per individual
Yeah.
animal, so.
Yes.
How long have you been able to do this?
In a while. I just haven't found a reason to.
You can talk to plants
Okay.
and trees too, can't you?
I can, yes. I can talk to trees and plants.
Must be an Avar thing.
It is, so don't ask how I do it. It's secret.
Okay. So let's say we talk to the mice and we know where the painting is. The next question is, how do we get to it?
Well, if he puts the valuables with the mirror, I mean, it could be in the same spot. Might get lucky.
Worst case scenario, it'll still be locked up in something, like a personal vault or safe or I don't know.
One I could lockpick, maybe?
I don't know if you could lockpick a safe, especially the Archon safe.
Well,
Can we blow it up?
We could. It would be really noisy, but that might be the only option if we can't think of a more quieter way of doing it.
so let's say we find this vault, we blow it up, destroy the painting. I can get us out invisibly, so everyone just runs past us. They wouldn't see us. We make our way to Bostwick's house, and zap, back in Olay. It sounds too simple.
Simple's not necessarily a bad thing, Connor says.
No, it's not a bad thing. We have to be prepared for everything.
Speaking of being prepared for everything, in my line of work, you hope for the best. You hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. What happens if we run into the Archon?
Do we fight or flee, I guess, is the question.
Yes.
Depends on if we have the painting or not. If we run into him
agree.
before we have it,
You remember what
That
Max said, no matter what happens, we go for the painting.
I was also thinking about this, and we've been seen by a lot of people hanging out with a lot of important people. If people see us kill the Archon, would they not consider that an act of war? As assassins or something sent from Ferelden or Olay or the dwarves?
Yeah, there's that too. I don't know if we can avoid that,
There's-
though.
Yeah, there's no stopping that. If we get caught, they can think what they like. We have no defense.
I should probably change out of my Orlesian robes then, if I'm going,
Yeah.
Connor says.
I need to find some plain armor.
That,
So we should all go in disguise.
that's
at
good
least.
question. Razakel says, who of us are going to go with you? You can only bring 2 people out of character. If you bring me, Acorn would be able to be an extension of my eyes. If you bring me, Razakel says, I good at sneaky. Connor says, and I'm pretty knowledgeable about magics and stuff, which could be useful to get past some of the Archon's defenses, so any of us three could work.
What
And Esbjorn, I'm sure, is pretty darn good muscle. That could be helpful too.
Yes. Unfortunately, he'll be kind of hard to hide.
That's
He would
true.
be.
What if we bring Owlet and Acorn to scout before we make the attack? Or
Ready to go, Acorn?
the heist. And before we actually make the heist, we switch him out for another person.
I
Someone
think
who's better at sneaking.
Buzzkill.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's a good idea.
I could also be useful even during. Acorn would be a good watch point if we were going to do the heist.
True.
That, Connor says, and I'm pretty sure that Owlet would be really good muscle too, in and of itself.
This is tough.
Connor says we also have to understand that whichever two comes with you realizes there's no guarantees that we'll come back.
Oh my gosh.
We can't think about that now. We've already lost if we think about that.
No, of course not. Sorry, didn't mean to mention it.
No, Connor, it's something we'll have to be aware of, but we can't plan for it going in.
Of course.
Well, then those that come with us have to know that, that is a possibility. So they have to be comfortable with that, willing to do that. I don't want to make anybody come if they're not willing to make that sacrifice. Ugh.
I ready to die, if necessary, to help our artist friend. He make
I vote Razakel. She kills Tevinter.
I would love, cherish the chance to go after Tevinter. I, of course, am always up for a challenge and adventure. Even if I were to fall during this day, it would be poetic, I think. And of course, Connor says, if I go, yeah, of course I'm willing to go knowing the risks. I mean, I want to be more than I am, so yeah, absolutely. No question.
Thank you all.
Who's it going to be? Razakel asks.
Actually, I have a question. Connor, how comfortable are you with going to Devinter and blood magic and whatever we may face? It's...
Gwenaël and I have handled blood mages before, but this is like going into the hornet's nest. I'm not gonna lie, it makes me nervous, but I think if we all go together, it's our best chance.
I vote Connor and Razakel.
Make like a tree and get out of here.
I'm ready to
Me
kick
too.
some ass.
I think that makes sense. As
Though I
long
think-
as you know the risks.
For the first couple of days when we're doing the scouting and everything, Owlet and Acorn would be useful. And then when we actually go for the heist, I think we should bring Razakel.
Leave it to us.
Yeah.
Does that mean you guys are going to go to Vinter first to find mice, or are you going to try to find mice here? It might be, just so you know, it might be harder finding mice here because Orlais is known to be very clean. Very clean and pristine. The White Spire is called the White Spire for a reason.
Yeah.
So they've got a very good custodian staff here at the White Spire. Mice is normally not a problem unless you transfigure yourself into one. So Connor will probably tell you might have a easier chance finding mice in Tevinter instead of Orlais, at least in the White Spire.
Noted. We'll
Yeah.
do it into Winter. Find
Okay.
him there. First, I'm going to send a letter to my brothers telling them that if they finish the research to destroy the stone to make their way to Orlais, but to keep it sort of under wraps, just tell them that they're coming to visit me.
Okay.
Then I'm going to sort of exercise with Esbjorn for a little bit. You know, make sure he's getting his exercise in, getting his steps. and,
Yes.
and then I'm gonna look around the tower for a really nice dress, like the most prettiest dress I can find in the tower.
Like, well, I mean, what?
Or robes.
Oh, okay. I guess. Well, I mean, if they have robes that can be issued to mages, I guess some of the nicer ones are probably already taken.
Steal him if I have to.
Okay. So you want to steal from one of the... yeah, I mean, you definitely see some mages that are better dressed than others. So if you want to try to, sneak around them to their bedroom and then see if you could steal something from their drawer, from their closet, or borrow something from their drawer or closet, that's up to you.
Yeah.
Roll
I'll do that.
roll a stealth.
Okay. All right.
20. Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So we'll say that pick a color. Kenna, pick a color.
Maybe like a green color.
And are you looking
a really soft green?
Now, are you looking for something that's more formal wear, or are you looking for something
Yes.
that's formal?
Very formal.
Okay. So you find this this mage who you believe has very good taste in clothing, and so you manage to discover where where her room is, and when she's not looking and nobody is around, you sneak your way into the bedroom and go through her closet, and you find this beautiful emerald green dress that is embroidered with these it's emerald green, and it's got these like teal blue embroidery on it that gives us a very flowy design, almost like crashing waves against a green like island of some sort, a greenish island. So and it fits you. It fits you fine. It might be a little loose in some areas, but for the most part, it fits you fine. So you can go ahead and borrow that, or take it and not give it back. It's up to you.
Well, she's gonna take it for now, and
Okay.
then she's gonna spend the rest of the day sort of making herself really pretty and clean. Long
Oh.
bath, and she's gonna do her hair, and then my thing's not gonna be until tonight. So if somebody wants to do any RP during the day, the rest of the day,
Okay.
they can go ahead.
Yeah, I want to talk to Connor real quick.
Sure. He's sitting by the fountain, and he's reading. He's reading a book. It looks like a tome of some sort.
The fountain. Okay. Cedric would approach him and call for him. Connor.
He looks up from his book, and then when he sees you, he shuts it temporarily, and he gets up off of the fountain and walks towards your direction. Hey.
I was wondering if you have a moment.
Sure, Cedric. I was just doing some studying for, spells that might help during the you-know-what at you-know-where.
Of course. Maybe we should go somewhere like the Chantry.
Sure. What is Cedric's demeanor? Does he look like he's upset about something? Does he look like he's...
Oh, no.
Okay.
He actually looks very, very less broody and more concerning.
Okay. When you enter into the Chantry, Connor genuflex. And...
Yeah, as will Cedric. As you know, Connor, I have all of Liam's memories.
Yeah. Is it
Eh.
is it overwhelming you?
It did for a little while, but I've come to make sense of a lot of things.
That's good.
One thing that's poked out at my mind is your choice of weaponry.
My choice of weaponry.
Your sword.
Oh, right. Yes.
It was Liam's, right?
Yeah, it was. He, kind of goes over to his hilt and he takes the sword out and holds it to your direction. Do you want it back?
No. I believe it is a good fit for you. However, I want you to know what that sword stands for and what that sword means. You have been selected to go to Teventa for a heist of the Archon. That sword represents a man sacrificing himself to give you a chance at life. Despite all of his knowledge of your past, he was willing to throw everything away to give you that chance. And as you carry that sword, I need you to remember that second chance that he's given you. When we go to Teventa, remember the people that you love. Remember the people that you care about. Remember how sad they will be if you are to throw yourself, to throw your life away in greater sacrifice. I just honor the sword by not giving your life away. If I tell you to run, run.
Cedric, I know very well what the sword means. And I know that I'm on borrowed time. I could have easily not have survived that day. But I did. And it's thanks to him. It's thanks to you. You're asking me to run when things get ugly. But if it's someone like you, or Kenna, or anyone, I can't just run away, because that's not what he did. He didn't run away. He did his duty. And I need to do mine. Otherwise, what's the point of the chance that I've been given?
The point is for you to go on. Once I'm also on borrowed time, Connor. In fact, some would say that my borrowed time isn't natural borrowed time. Someone saved your life. I was brought back. For me, and for Liam, we would rather see you grow. Grow into a man who is able to return to his family and his loved ones. I'm past saving Connor. I know how my story ends. By blood mages, by the edge of a sword. And I'm comfortable with that knowledge. I am not comfortable with my charge sacrificing himself.
I'll tell you what. I'll make a deal with you. If we manage to get to that painting, I'll do whatever you ask me. But until then, I'm gonna see this through for Hugh. Until we find the painting, I'm gonna see it through, even if I'm the last one left. Does that work?
That works.
He'll hold out his hand to shake.
Good luck, Connor.
You too, Cedric. And thank you again.
Of course. And Cedric would take his leave.
You will leave, but Connor will stay put in the chantry. And he will actually go to one of the pews to kneel down and pray. So, you guys make your way through the mirror, and you are back. You are back in Bostwick's estate. Back in the hallway of Bostwick's estate.
Andrea will take everybody inside, I guess.
Well, yes.
Go find Bostwick.
You're gonna go to his office?
Yeah.
You guys make your way over to Bostwick's office. If you knock, you can hear him say, "Yes, come on in." And when you guys enter, it's going to be you guys plus Owlette and who else?
Connor.
Connor? Okay.
Yeah.
Owlette and Connor. And as soon as he sees you, he has a big bright smile on his face and he says, "Andrea, you've returned. And you have a tree with you, I see."
Yeah. Yeah, I do. We were looking for some information about the Archon, maybe?
Oh, he says, "Are you
For fun.
are you hunting for that mage as well?" He says, as you can see on his table that there's like one of those wanted Hugh posters. "Are you trying to look for that mage as well?" He says.
Well, I mean, it's a very large sum of money. But no, it was something else.
Really? He says, "Well, that's news to me. What's going on with the Archon other than that?"
He's up to some skeevy stuff, I think is the best way to say it.
Yes, his voice gets a little bit softer.
Yeah.
Because you're not out of character. You're not supposed to say anything bad about the Archon publicly, so that's why he's like, "Oh, okay." So, what sort of skeevy thing do the rumors say that he's up to? Rumors, of course.
Rumors, yes. Rumors say that he's trying to kill all of the leaders of the world simultaneously.
That's ambitious.
And he has a way of doing it, yeah, he might have a way of doing it. And by might, I mean he does.
This is very troubling. If such a thing were true, which of course we're not.
Yes.
It can't be true, obviously. Can't be. But let's say, just for the sake of hypothetics, if it were true, what exactly are you intending on doing? I mean, this is the Archon we're talking about, my dear.
I know. Well, he's doing it with an artifact, if he were to do it, which he would not. But if you were, there's an artifact, and we were wondering if we could maybe get it. So...
So what exactly are you asking me to hypothetically do? If...
Well, weird question. One, do you have any contacts
My
that could
dear,
help get us into the castle?
I certainly do have some contacts. I mean, the Archon has frequented the arena before. I believe he has seen you perform a few times. I don't think you've ever met him prior, but he has he does have his own private box in the arena, although I have to say that lately I haven't seen much of him at all in the last... Actually, I don't recall seeing him in the stands for the last month or two, which is unusual of him.
Must be because I'm not there anymore, so that's all.
I don't even want to get on that, my dear. The ticket sales, unfortunately, have started to stagger a bit, and, well, that's for me to worry about, not you, my dear.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's very hard for people to let go, but I was telling them that that just means that it allows for somebody else to step up into the limelight. There have been lots of people vying to become the new Bolt of Justice. So far, no one has really appealed to the crowds as much, or at least survived long enough, I suppose.
Yeah, that's the trick. Okay. Would he accept a gift from you?
I would think so. I have presented him with a few gifts in the past as a show of good faith.
Do you think he would accept a magical mirror of elven?
You're referring to the one that's down the hall? Well, I think that we'd have to give it a good bit of polish before he would be able to accept such a gift, so it didn't seem like such a hand-me-down. I'm sure I could. I'd have to come up with a specific reason or occasion. It's not his birthday or anything anytime soon. Let me think on that. What would be a good reason for me to give him a gift? Well... Maybe the reason I'm giving him the gift is in order for him to have his support in maybe financially offering more funds to the arena, since our ticket sales have been very low. Maybe as a way to, ask for a little bit more sponsorship.
That could work.
What exactly does this artifact do? Actually, no, I don't wish to know anything at all. If all you want me to do is to deliver something, I see no harm in that. Should I leave the city anytime soon, my dear?
Cedric? Should Bostwick leave the city?
It would be wise.
And that complicates matters. I don't really know where I could go from here. Most of the people that I know very well are in the city.
Could always go to New Denerim or something. Sure, there's place to be there.
A Tevinter mage. A Tevinter noble in New Denerim.
It would be adorable.
Andrea.
Quaint. Alright, my Spire area makes more sense.
Oh, the Orlesians. Tevinter mage in Orlais.
Yeah, you could bring some... You could bring some actual class. I mean, what? Tevinter. I like Tevinter. I like Tevinter. It's better than the Orlais. I'm sorry.
I resent that, Connor says.
Sorry.
I hear Ravain's nice this time of year.
Ravain's not too far away from Tevinter.
Ravain, it would be nice to have a little bit of vacation from Ravain. How dangerous is this hypothetically going to be for all of you?
Very.
You may die.
Well, I guess for Andrea, it's just like stepping back into the arena again.
Yes, it will be.
Yes.
Same old, same old.
Yes. I apologize, my dear, if it seems like you haven't been able to completely escape from that type of life.
No, this is better because this is for a reason. Wasn't before.
The reason she's doing it is noble.
Who am I to get in the way of that?
Theo.
Who am I to get in the way of that, then? I will present him with this gift. When do you want me to do this?
Well, that I need to know about you guys, and I had an idea that I'd like to discuss with the whole group. You can be here too, Bostwick. When we go to escape, there is a possibility we won't be able to go to the mirror. It might be blocked off, it might be destroyed. There are all sorts of reasons.
Okay.
I was thinking about maybe summoning a storm over the city. Just kind of be
You
here.
can do that?
Yeah, I can do that. It takes about an hour to cast, but it lasts for 8, and I can prolong it by recasting it. So, I don't know. It's thought, just in case.
You're saying that it would distract them before we run out the front
Or
door?
if we're running away, wind and rain.
Reduce visibility.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I see that.
Should we have, in case the mirror doesn't, like Andrea said, should we have, some horses ready just in case too? That we can...
Well, why don't you summon them? Apparently you can do that now.
I can. I could. Actually. It would take probably 13 minutes about, or 10. So, and that's just
You
for
could still
one.
summon the mice afterwards, or is it like a one-time thing?
No, I can summon animals out of character. I can summon them like anytime I want. It just takes a dice roll to determine how long
Right, I believe,
to get those animals to come to me.
I believe so, yes.
So weird, but so useful.
This does sound very serious. Well, I will tell you that I have been to the estate a few times. I don't know all of the ins and outs, but it is a 3-story estate, including the basement, plus a bunch of towers. I'm sure that you've seen it from the outside, Andrea.
Yes.
You definitely haven't seen a painting with the leaders. Maximilian of Kirkwall, Empress Celine, etc.
Well, the estate itself definitely has a lot of tapestries and portraits, but I can't recall ever seeing anything like that.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that easy, would it?
I might have seen something resembling that close to the garden, but I don't think so.
That's okay. It was a long shot.
Bostwick, I know we haven't really seen eye to eye on a lot of things, but I was wondering, you run an arena, or you're part of a group that runs an arena. Do you have plain armor that I could borrow? with no heraldry on it?
We certainly have many that we issue to those who do not have armor of their own, yes. I'm sure we can find something that could fit you quite nicely.
That would be much appreciated. My Templar armor, I feel, won't really cut it in terms of disguising.
Disguising yourself here once again, Sir Templar. How things never seem to change.
Hopefully the outcome will change.
Wait.
Oh god. Yeah, I don't plan on killing you again, Cedric, just so we know what's going on.
Yes.
I might if it gives me pluses.
But yes, it doesn't need to be anything special. I just would appreciate it.
I'm afraid I don't really have much to offer other than what little information I have about the estate. I'm not really much of a combative person, but I could give this to you, Andrea, he says. And he goes over to his waist and he pulls out a wand. It's a very fancy-looking swishy wand. And fancy-looking wand. And it actually looks like the material is very similar to... The material of the wand is very similar to the material of his cane. Almost like they're a matching pair. He hands it to you.
What's this?
He says, "This is the wand that I use," he says, "in order to magically make my announcements." So you know how in Harry Potter, like, they have the thing where they cast a spell and then all of a sudden their voice gets amplified?
Yeah.
Not only does it allow you to amplify your voice, but with a little practice, you could also use it to throw your voice as well. In addition to that, it also has direct communication to my cane.
Oh. No.
He said this wand used to belong to my late wife. We had them made together, her wand and my cane, in order for us to always be together, even when we're apart.
No.
This is only to borrow, though.
Okay.
So do me a favor and don't die, because I'd be very cross if I didn't get this back.
Okay, I won't die. You'll get it back. This is so sweet. Okay. So I'll take it very carefully and I'll hug my Bostwick because he's my buddy.
He'll give you a hug. He hasn't mentioned his wife recently, just to give you a little bit of history. You remember him having a wife back in the day, like close to when you started at the arena, and you never really found out how she died. It didn't seem like it was something Bostwick wanted to talk about. But she died relatively early on during your time at the arena. So.
Okay.
I think this is probably the first time you've ever seen the wand, though.
You don't talk about her.
No, I don't. I normally am a very open person, but certain things like that I tend to keep private. If you don't mind.
Of course not.
I don't know if you remember her at all. This is quite a few years back.
I've seen her a few times.
Well, hopefully she will give you a little luck out there. If you need anything from me, like I said, you can speak into the wand and I will hear it on the other end, and I will be able to respond back in kind. But I wouldn't be too dependent. There's very limited things I can do from over here.
Of course. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Out of character, the enchantment that was used on this cane and this wand is very similar to the enchantment that was put on the earrings that Maximilian and Shali have. Almost like they were
Very cool.
Almost like they were enchanted by the same mage. Who you may or may not meet this season, but we'll see.
What?
Anyway, I believe that I am going to send Acorn out. Just to do a little bit of scouting. She's very good at that, you see.
See if she can find this garden that he was talking about.
Yes. Acorn, are you ready? Acorn looks very determined. And he will go to a window that's near Boswick, which is open, and Acorn flies out.
Bostwick, how long do you think you need for you to get the mirror ready to be presented to the Archon?
A few hours? We'd have to find something to put it in. Maybe a box or something. I have to find a very large box for that. You don't know where I can find a very large box, would you, Sir Templar? He didn't say that. He didn't actually say that. But...
Not in this country. Maybe at the bottom of an ocean, but or sea. I would stand by with the gift, like just get everything prepared and ready, and Andrea can do her thing and tell you when to send it.
Okay. By my thing, you mean control the weather? Because it's come on, it's big. It's a big spell.
No, I mean call Bostwick. Out of character, call
yes.
Bostwick. I don't. In character, it wouldn't be
Yes.
call.
Now, out of character,
That's why I was like, how do I say this?
out of character, the spell only works if you're within the same plane. So you can't do it from the crossroads, but you could technically do it from. You could technically communicate with him from Orlais. Technically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And then
How long does the storm last, Andrea?
8 hours, and then in 8 hours I can continue it.
Oh, we're fine then.
So, I don't know when you want me to do it. It's just, I mean, as long as I keep it weather that we see in the area, and this is tropical, and we're on the ocean, so tropical storms happen pretty regularly. As long as I keep it like that, it's primal magic. I'm not actually creating weather so much as guiding it. So it shouldn't be seen as magic. It's very unlikely, and it's very rare for someone to be able to do it. It's not a common spell. So it shouldn't look out of place, is what I'm saying.
Good. That's good.
So we continue with the reconnaissance.
Mm-hmm.
Once we complete that, we cast the spell.
Yes.
And then we tell Bostwick to send the gift. And then we wait until...
Then we have to go through the mirror, let the mirror be delivered. But how do we know when to come out?
No, I thought we were going after the mirror was delivered.
Yeah, because Bostwick can tell us when it's been delivered.
Yeah. We just sit
Might
outside
be
of...
wise to do it in the middle of the night.
True.
It should already be moved at that point, right?
I'm really confused. Are we coming out of the mirror
Yes.
when it's delivered? So
Not
how are we going to come out of the mirror if it's already been delivered?
All right, so
I'm confused.
we
Sorry.
all go to Orlais, right?
After we do reconnaissance.
Yeah, we
Oh,
do,
okay,
we
okay,
do.
okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do recon, and we're going to do the spell. Then we're all gonna go to Orlais, and then
That's-
Bostwick will have it delivered.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It was confusing.
Okay, so is Kenna doing her animal mice thing?
Yes. The spell lasts an hour.
Okay.
I'm going to do.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right. Here's the thing. Here, I can do 6 mice so that I could talk to them before, and then I could talk to them after,
Okay.
and then So, are we sending them by the house? Is that gonna look? I mean, is that all right? You guys cool with that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Make your roll. Animal to summon them up to animals.
Sure. Is Connor nearby?
Yeah. Yeah. Connor's right next to you.
I think
So
you've
that's
done enough impressing him.
Connor's right next to you, so that's a +2.
Before you do anything, knocks him out. I'm just kidding.
That's for you.
That's a 19.
Oh, nice. All right. You, after you cast your spell, you start to hear very light scurrying coming towards your direction, and there appears to be, we'll say 3 city mice, 2 city rats, and 1 squirrel.
Oh,
One squirrel.
You're like Cinderella.
Yeah.
Or Snow White.
Or Snow White. 3, yes.
It actually reminds me of what was it, Enchanted? Because she got all the
Yes.
gross animals in the city.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we've got, so 3 gray city mice, 1 or 2 brown city rats, and we'll say a brownish black squirrel.
a squirrel.
I'm going
Alright.
for the squirrel. Let's go. You got this, boy.
Okay, so I'll use my my staff to talk to them each individually. Before I talk to them, though, where should I send these guys? I'm talking to the group. I mean, the 3 city mice, obviously, we want them in the halls, in the walls to give me a layout of the place, right?
Yeah.
And then,
And it's a
The
3-story.
rats?
It's a 3-story building.
yeah.
So make sure you get someone on each of the floors.
Okay, so each mouse on each floor. Where do we want the rats? Those are probably going to be they're bigger, so they're probably not going to be able to go through the walls as easy.
Well, but the basement, maybe, because it's not unusual to see rats in a basement.
Okay. The basement and the squirrel. Is there an attic?
Kimberly, you're muted.
Archon room. No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say the squirrel would do well in the garden, right?
Garden.
true.
Okay.
There's trees and stuff,
Right,
I'm
yeah.
sure.
Okay.
Yep.
I will send them to those places, and
The 3 mice talk in unison. They talk in unison,
Okay.
and they talk
that's
very,
adorable.
talk very chipmunky, and they're saying, "Hello, mistress." Very,
They're
very.
not blind, right?
It's
Hello, mistress.
Oh.
The rats, it's the rats are not as enthusiastic. They're more like,
Hey.
yeah. What do you want? The 2 rats are like, all right, what you want? What is she gonna have us do? And then the squirrel is like, oh, what do you want me to do? Where do you want me to go? What do you want me to do? Huh? What?
Squirrel.
What? That's me. I'm the squirrel. That's me. Do you have any acorns? Do you have any nuts? Do you have acorn nuts?